Hi, everybody. How are you? I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to Debra's Journey. My name is Debra, and today it is June. That's right, time to do my June budget update. It is officially going to be summer this month, and we are halfway through the year. Wow, unbelievable. This is probably the last month for us that it'll be a little cool. And then once July hits, it's going to be on with the 100-degree plus weather. So I'm going to take my time this month and enjoy the weather in hopes that it won't be too bad. But again, we already know how the summers are in certain states. And I live in California and we get some extreme heat. So thank you so much for joining me today. I am so excited to go through my June budget. I guess I'm excited because anytime I get to go over a budget, I am going to be getting a paycheck and then I can allocate my money. And so I can know where those funds are going and what purpose I have for all of the funds. Okay, so let's get started with the budget. Okay, so June 2024, I am going to be budgeting $9,155. That is my payroll, any sinking funds I use, any completed savings challenges, and extra money that I receive. So that total is $9,155. I did get a rebate from Rakuten. I use them mainly during the holidays, do quite a bit of online shopping. And so it does take a few months to get paid for it. This one took a little longer because it's May, but I'll take it. It's $20.09, and that is going into the income. And then I do have a new side hustle. I normally don't talk about side hustles because I haven't really been doing any side hustles, not recently, but I have accepted one. And so I am going to be budgeting $500 for that. That is not all of the money, but I'm going to be using just 500 for this month's budget. And then rollover funds, I am budgeting 125. So my total income for June is $9,800.09. All right, so let's get started and so I can share where this money is going. Okay, so for my fixed expenses for housing, I'm budgeting $1,800. That also includes utilities. I just combine all of those expenses. For giving, tithes, offerings, I do give, but I keep that amount private. That is something that I'm not willing to share because I feel like certain things sometimes in your budget should just be your business. And so this is one of those categories. Car insurance is going to be $135. My internet service is Spectrum, is $77. Life insurance, I'm budgeting $65. Direct TV, my TV streaming service is $80. I have a Xbox subscription that actually belongs to my son, but my card is charged for it, so he just pays me back for that amount. Sirius XM radio, I'm budgeting $8.50. Apple storage is $2.99. Apple Care is $11.50. My Google memberships are $12. They call it Google because I guess Google owns YouTube. My son, his cell phone, I'm budgeting 55, and then my cell phones, I'm budgeting 144. So he pays me for his phone and I pay for my phones. And so that's how that is broken down. So my total expenses for the month of June, these are the fixed expenses, are going to be $2,398.98. Okay, so usually I am right on the money with this category, maybe a few dollars here and there, but I'm hoping to stick to that amount for the month. All right, let's go to our variable expenses. So I'm going to be budgeting $700 for groceries. I have been kind of fluctuating with this amount for, I would say, a couple of months. It seems to be working. I have not done my May closeout yet. And sort of calculated how much I've spent. And if it's around 7, I'm gonna keep it at this amount. If it's under, then we'll see how it goes, and I may reduce it for the month of July. But this is where it's gonna stand. I do give myself personal money, and so that's 125. For gas, I budget 420. It's just for me. I do drive quite a few miles to my job, and I commute there 5 days a week during the week and one day on the weekend. So because of that, I do spend a lot of money on gas, not to mention in California, gas is very, very expensive. We pay, I think the last time I got gas, it was about $5.37 a gallon. So our gas prices are very high. We have to pay taxes and extra fees on our gas. And because of that, our prices will always be more than other states. Medical expenses, I don't expect any medical expenses this month, so I'm gonna leave that at 0. I am gonna get a car wash. It's about $40. That will include a tip. But again, car washes even now, they have gone up in price. So that's what I'm expected to pay because I paid that much the last time I got a car wash. Yard maintenance is $50 a month. And so that is a monthly charge. Graduation gifts. So June is the month of graduation. There are several people that I know, family and non-family, that are graduating. So I want to have a little money set aside to give to the graduates. So that's what those funds are for. Picnic expenses. So this month we're having our church picnic, and I am going to be baking some cakes. So I want to have some money reserved for that. Home maintenance. Now, this category, I budgeted this amount last month. I actually didn't spend all the money, so it went back to the sinking fund. However, I pulled it back out because I need this $1,000 because I have ongoing costs. I know that anytime you do repairs or when you replace items, it's going to be expensive. So you just have to have the money set aside for that. So I am going to be probably setting aside $1,000 a month until I have taken care of this category. But right now, that is the amount I'm budgeting. I'm doing a gift away in the month of June. Stay tuned for that announcement. And so I'm budgeting $100 for that. Eating out. So I normally budget so much for groceries, and then I budget a certain amount for eating out because I have very long work hours. I get home, it's quite late, and so there's sometimes I don't have time to cook. And so I will go and pick up something. So I must have an eating out budget. It's just the way it is. And I have to have that category in my budget. So $200 seems to be working okay. And I'm going to keep it at this amount. And then I have my unbudgeted, and unbudgeted is just for anything I'm spending money on that does not include any of the categories I've mentioned. So this month, I am really hoping I can be under in this category because I want to use all of my extra money to go towards my student loan payment. That is my plan for the month of June. I'm hoping that this month is going to be a pretty smooth, easygoing month. And so let's see what happens, but that is my plan. All right, so my total variable expenses for the month will be $3,075. Moving on to debt. So for my Discover card, I'm budgeting $175. For my Sam's Club credit card, I'm budgeting $200. Now, right now, I am not paying off my credit cards. I still use them. I normally pay off what I use, but there's sometimes I don't, and I have a remaining balance. The only debt right now that I'm focusing on is my student loan. When I'm finished with my loan, then I will move towards my debt, which are my credit cards, and then I will be on a mission to pay those off. So I just wanted you all to know that normally when I have this amount here, it's just covering what I've spent. during the last month on that card. Now, Wells Fargo credit card, that is for taxes I had to pay because I ended up owing a little more on my taxes this year, and I didn't have all the money, so I just put some of it on a credit card. And so I am hoping that I get a refund because the state of California owes me a refund. However, we already know how these entities work. They take their time when they owe us some money. Now, when we have to pay them, they're bombarding us and sending us letters and demanding that we pay them. But when we're waiting for payment, we just have to wait. So until I get the funds, I'm going to be just including that in my budget and making a payment for that credit card. My car payment is $550. Now my student loan, I am budgeting $1,200. Normally I don't budget this much. I use my completed savings challenges to help boost my student loan. But I want to really make a nice payment for the month of June for my student loan. And in order to do that, I am going to be adding more. I do now have some side hustle money. I want to use the majority of that money for debt. And so I'm hoping I can not only stick with the $1,200, but I will have more than $1,200 to put towards my student loan payment. So that is my hope for the month of June. And then I have a personal loan, it's $302.30. So the total amount I'm expected to spend for debt is $2,527.30. All right, so let's go to our investments and savings category. So for investments, Vanguard, I'm budgeting $50. SoFi is $25, and Fidelity is $25, and M1 is $75. Now, these are all just, individual investing accounts. It's not tied to my job or anything. It's just personal accounts that I have set up. And I do a little dabbling in the investment arena. I don't have any experience, or I can't tell you anything about what this fund does or that fund does. I do a lot of research. I also watch Mommy Trader. If you don't know who she is, get to know her. She is an incredible person who makes investing very easy. And I just love, love, love her content and how she has really helped this budgeting community not be afraid to invest. So that is what I can afford right now, again, because I have to really stay focused on debt. And then I have my Roth IRA, and so I'm budgeting $200 for that. So my total investments for the month will be $375. So I think that's a good amount. If I end up doing more, then that's a plus. But right now, $375 is what I am comfortable paying for the month. And then my savings funds, I have my savings accounts. Now, my savings accounts are my emergency fund and my general savings. And I don't normally say that, but just so you know, I do put money in my emergency fund every time I get a paycheck. So usually 2 to 3 times a month, I'm adding some money to my savings, to my emergency fund and my general savings account. And then the second category is my 100 envelope challenge, which I am going to be using for savings and debt when I complete that challenge. But right now, I'm storing the money up and it's being saved. So $300 is going to savings for the month of June. My sinking funds, I am budgeting $400 for my savings challenges. That's normally what I put towards my savings challenges. I may lower this amount. I think it won't be too bad if I do it for a month, but I'm thinking I'm going to lower it a little bit. And then you're probably thinking, well, why did you put it? Because that's what I normally put, and that's what I normally budget. So I want to keep that amount because I don't know, change my mind sometimes from one week to the next, but I think $400 is my normal amount. And so that's what I'm comfortable putting aside in my challenges. But I might take a little bit of this money put it towards my student loan payment. And then my lifesaver funds, that is my sinking funds. I'm budgeting $700. The majority of that money is going towards my taxes because I had to increase that amount. So I'm going to leave that at $700. And so my total sinking funds and savings accounts will be $1,100. So 1,100 is what I'm budgeting. So for the month of June, I am going to be budgeting $9,776.28. That gives me about a $24 rollover compared to what I budgeted for income. And having a little bit of wiggle room is good because I am the type of person, if I end up saving more money, I'm not mad about that. And of course, if I put more to debt, then I have no complaints. I just have to do a better job in the unbudgeted, eating out categories and just make sure I stay on budget there. But that is my month of June, my budget. Have you done your budget yet? And what are your plans? Are you going to be going out of town soon? I hope you have started your budgeting. If you haven't, it's certainly not too late to do it. Well, thank you everybody for joining me. I hope June is a great month for you. School is out. It's gonna get hot. Summertime is peaking its beautiful head, and we're gonna have a great month, right? I am speaking it into existence. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you all soon in my next update. Bye.